this. Hopefully this is doing something. Is it? Okay, hold on. I'm just confused. Oh, it is recording. Wonderful. Okay, so here's the reason we just reviewed like basic probability rules. Today is all going to be about how can we use probability to make predictions. Or let's say I know some information about this class. How can I use the information about you people to make predictions about the whole freshman class or the whole school or everyone in Ashland or everyone in Massachusetts or things like that. That's the idea. There will be some algebra mixed in with these probability things. Can you please take out your notes? And we're going to be on 124. Okay. In the notes, we are on page 124. We are on page 124. And you will need calculators up. Whoops, and that is page 124. I'm not completely sure yet, but we will have one more before the end on whatever sections. It'll be a test with like random things thrown in. Okay. So we're starting with a class of, I think this was my class last year. I did a survey of them and then I just put it in these books. There are 18 students in a class. We asked them what their favorite food in the cafeteria is. 7 people said pizza. 4 people said macaroni and cheese. Do they still serve macaroni and cheese downstairs? Yes, maybe. Okay. I used to get it and it was very good. Do they still serve nachos? Okay, and I know they still serve hot dogs, so this is still good. Every now and then they like change up what they're doing. Okay, I did a survey, I figured out what people preferred. First question, and this is actually really important because we're going to be using this then throughout the rest of this problem to make our predictions. I want to know if I select a student at random, what's the probability they prefer various foods? First of all, what's the probability they prefer pizza? For all these probabilities, I'm going to use that part over whole fraction. How many total people have we asked? 18. 18 will be my denominator. How many of the 18 like pizza? 7. No, this is not the hard part. That's the probability that if you pick someone, they'll prefer pizza. 7 out of 18. What about macaroni and cheese? What's the probability if I pick someone, they prefer macaroni and cheese? Sharyar, what do you think? How many people prefer macaroni and cheese? 4 over 18, good. However, what am I gonna have to do now? To what? Anyone? 2/9, they're both even numbers, we can divide by 2. Let's say 2/9. I feel like you don't need me for C and D. Go do C and D quickly. And I hope initially, maybe it'll change later, but in the beginning, I hope your denominators are 18, because that's how many people we have. Not yet, because you don't actually know what the questions are. What do you have for nacho, Sharyar? Try that again. 2 over 18. Not 9, but because the bigger number was on the bottom, the 9 is going to be on the bottom of a fraction. 1/9. Any issues with these things? This is not really what we're doing. What we're doing is more like problem number 2. If there are 187 students in the freshman class, I want to use the information from my survey to predict how many of those 187 people will prefer various foods. And we're going to start with pizza. And I'm going to make a sort of strange looking equation in the beginning. My equation that I'm going to use is going to be part over the whole equals a part over the whole. And here's what I mean by that. So first of all, let's add that into the top. Let's say part over whole equals part over whole. I'm going to try to make a prediction of how many students prefer pizza. What's the probability that someone prefers pizza? We know that, Chase. Whoa, hold on. Yes. 7/18. Okay. Now, I want to try to make a prediction about the entire grade. 187 students. Is that the entire grade, or is that just part of the grade? Okay. I said there are 180 students in the freshman class. Is that the freshman class, or is that just a part of the freshman class? I think that's the whole freshman class. I think that's everyone. What I want to try to figure out is the part of that class that prefers pizza. You don't know that. When you don't know something in math, what do you call it? Let me ask this, like, this is a guess my mind question, which is stupid for me to do. What letter do I usually use when I don't know something? X. I can't hear things, you know. I'm going to say this is X over 187. All of our equations are going to look something a little like this today. You know what? I think I want to take a short break and talk about, we'll do this on a separate sheet of paper, how we solve equations like this. This is not really going to be a big deal, but we got to deal with this before we can answer these questions. Tyler, if you can just get out a piece of paper, that would be good. And the rest of you, oh, I got the half sheet, and that will take care of things for today. As usual, ignore the math on that. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. We're going to take a break from this for a moment and look at how we solve strange looking equations with fractions like those. For example, I want to solve the equation 6/8 equals x over 20. Give me 1 second. Where? Okay. Some of you have used this phrase already this year, and I didn't like it when you used it because you weren't using it in the right way, but now it's going to matter. Do you remember the phrase cross multiply? Do you know what that means? Yes. To cross multiply, I'm going to multiply 6 times 20, and I'm going to multiply 8 times x, and I'm going to set them equal to each other. What is 6 times 20? 120. What is 8 times x? 8x. I don't know about you, but I think this is a much easier equation to solve. 120 equals 8x. Of course, what do? Divide. Divide, divide. X equals, this will be a calculator one. What we actually just found out is that 6/8 equals, okay, this doesn't make any sense. How can 6/8 equal 15/20? Are they actually equal? You know what? Let's simplify them both. What does 6/8 simplify to? 3/4. How about 15/20? Oh my gosh. They are the same thing. They don't look like they're the same thing, but they are the same thing. We're not going to worry so much about that. We're going to worry about if we don't know part of one fraction, how can we find it? We can cross multiply top times the bottom, and set those things equal to each other. then we will solve that easier equation by just doing some division, and we're going to have our answer. What about 3 over 4 equals 20 over x? No, you know what? Not 20. Let's do 21 instead. 3 over 4 equals 21 over x. The x is on the bottom this time. Do you know how it changes our work? It doesn't. I'm still going to go and I'm going to cross multiply. 4 times 21 is definitely a calculator one. Maybe not definitely, but I think it is. 84. And 3 times x. Finish it off. And the answer is 28. Shouldn't be 0.5. Did you do 84 divided by 3? I think it should be exactly 28. Then don't say 28.5. Okay. Any questions on what I've done so far? Do you see how to solve these? I need to give you 2 to try on your own, and then we're going back to that problem, and we'll see how to solve that problem using this stuff. 5 over 6 equals x over 48. You're going to solve that. And then, I'm going to put the x over here this time. I'm going to say 4 over x equals 252 over 3. I don't know what I'm doing. Hold on. 4 over x equals, I know what I need to do. No, that's still not going to work. You know, let's just say this and see what happens. I think that will work. Okay, solve both of those. Now I actually have some good problems. They will be whole number answers. Sometimes we'll see in a moment, we'll get decimals with the prediction problems, but we'll deal with that in a moment. All we're doing, cross multiply, make an easier equation, and go solve that thing. For the first one? For the second, yes. So Shahryar said number 2 is 16. I think that sounds good. Tyler, have you done number 1?
Yeah.
What do you have?
I have, I just had it and I hit the button. I have 40.
I like it. Any issues? Are you with me, Anna Julia? Okay, back in our notes. Now we actually know how to solve an equation like this. We're going to cross multiply. There will be something a little strange that happens, so I want to do this one together. We're going to cross multiply. I need you doing 7 times 187. It's big and that's okay. When you're done, Anna Julia, can you read me what your calculator's giving you for that? Perfect. Do we have that equation? How do you solve? Divide by 18. Okay. By the way, remember, we're trying to predict how many people in the freshman class would rather have pizza for lunch. Maybe 72.72 repeating. So there are 72.72 repeating freshmen who prefer pizza. You like that? Why are you guys shaking your head in the back? I'm right. What did I do wrong? You're right. What's up? Does it make sense to give decimal people? No, it doesn't. We're going to give a whole number answer. We're going to round normally. So Nevaeh, what do you want to say? 72 or 73? 73. We can predict that 73 people in the freshman class will prefer pizza. Is this guaranteed that if we ask the freshman class, exactly 73 people will say they prefer pizza? What was that? Because I just did this problem, if I know there are 187 people in the freshman class, can I guarantee exactly 73 will prefer pizza? This is the best I can do with the information I have. Or will there be exactly 73 people? Probably not. But will the number be pretty close to 73, maybe a little above, maybe probably. That's all I'm trying to do. This is also assuming that when I did this survey of my class, that class was representative of the entire school. Maybe I somehow have a whole class filled with vegetarians, so no one in that class is going to pick hot dogs or nachos. So that might sway the data a little bit. This is only going to work if my group is representative of the bigger group, and it's not going to be exact. It's just going to give me the best guess that I have. Let's do another one. Letter B. I want to predict how many people prefer nachos. The way we're going to set this up is we're going to take the probability that you prefer nachos and set it equal to a part over whole fraction. Probability they prefer nachos, 5/18. I know there are 187 students in the freshman class. Would I call that a part or would I call that a whole? Whole. The part is going to end up being the part of the class that prefers nachos. I don't know that. I'm going to get that in a bit. So how many people do prefer nachos? I don't know. I'm going to call it X. Well, given how good you people are, I have a feeling you can probably go from there. It's going to be a decimal. That's fine. You're just going to need to do some rounding. Please go cross multiply, solve, and of course, make sure you're showing all the algebra. I'm going to need to see that. Not a whole lot of work, but show me a little bit. Maybe 935 equals 18x. You done, Ilya? What do you have for the final prediction? Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. So how many students in the freshman class would you predict prefer nachos? 52. Yeah, I think we should get, when we cross multiply and divide, about 51.94 repeating. I'm not going to say that. Whoa, I shouldn't have said 73 pizzas. I should have said 73 students. And over here as well. Sharia. Say that one more time. I mean, I kind of want the decimal first, but the final answer should be the whole number. Because we can't have decimals with people. Thank you. Very good. Do you see how we're doing this? What about if we don't care about just the freshman class, but everyone at Ashland High School? There are 823 students in Ashland High School. I think that is pretty close to it was the actual number last year. Might be a little off this year, but close enough. How many are gonna prefer macaroni and cheese? What's the probability they prefer macaroni and cheese? What was that? 2/9. That's why I had to do this problem first, so we'd have all that stuff set up. 2/9, and I'm now gonna set up a fraction. 823 students, would I call that part or whole? Whole, I think that's the whole school. I want to know the part of the school that prefers macaroni and cheese. Okay, I'm done. You go do the rest of that one. We're gonna cross multiply. We're gonna solve, and you know what, when you finish, how about you do the same thing for hot dogs? There's one other little thing, new thing we're gonna do today, but this is the basic idea for today. Yeah, this is the basic idea for today. There's one more little thing we'll do today with this stuff. One more little variation, but otherwise, that's the basic idea. See what I meant when I said I didn't think today would be anything too terrible? The other thing though is we're also pretty good at math in here. What was that? Areas squared. But we are doing probability right now, right? We're working on that. Yeah, I think we're working on the cumulative review right now. Let's stay focused on this. So you have the answers for me? Do you have numbers for me? Well, I need the numbers. That's what we're doing. You did it? Then write the numbers down. Exactly. Let's take out our notes. Oh my goodness, we've been in the notes for the last 15 minutes. We need our notes out and everything else away, I think. Please take out your notes. Ilya, please take out your notes. This should not be a different note. I would like your notes up. Because this is what we're doing right now. I'm sorry that you feel that way. I would still like you doing the problem. Use the simpler one, yes. Although I think that was the yes, that was the two. We're on page 124 in the notes. We're not. Okay. Good for this one. But I think this is the answer to the first problem. I don't think it's 91.4 does not equal 183. I think 91.4 does not round to 183. I think the work is there, but we need to now round it. It doesn't become 183. I think you just need to change the end. 91.4.
Perfect.
But it doesn't equal 183.
Wait. I said right now.
That's what I want. And then round that. It doesn't become 183. I don't know. I don't know why you wrote 183. That's why I'm confused. This should give you 1646 equals 9x. Divide. X is 182.8. Repeating, I'm gonna say 183 people. The hot dogs one, 1/9 equals X over 823. We'll cross multiply. 823 equals 9x. We'll divide. There's a phrase that I don't like, and that is round down. Technically, we never round down. We either round our answer up or we just cut off the decimals. 0.5 or higher, we round up. 0.4 though, we're not going to round up. I'm just going to get rid of the decimals. So this rounds to 91 people. But you said 183 for that. One more like this, one more variation, and then we'll do our math break. Turn the page. And you know what I think I should do? I think I should write some probabilities on the top. The probability that someone prefers pizza is 7/18. You may want to copy these over just so you're not flipping back and forth. The probability they prefer mac and cheese is 2/9. By the way, Shariar asked which fraction should you use, the 2/18 or the 1/9. I would always use the simplified one. It will work if you use the other one, but the numbers will be smaller and nicer to use if you use the simplified one. You guys are going to go and predict things about everyone in Ashland. I want to know if that group of 18 is representative of the whole town. How many people in Ashland do you think prefer pizza? How many prefer nachos? And I'm pretty sure 17,500 is just about right for the total number in here. Let's see what this Ashland mass population. Yeah, we're about there. See if you can set things up. Do not go on to 5 yet, because 5 is going to be a little different. And again, Shariar, can we just get the mask over your nose, please? Thank you. Oh, okay. I see exactly. It seems like you're rounding it and rounding it. We're only gonna round this one time. I'm gonna look at this one number. I'm gonna round up to this. I think we're only moving up one more than what we have. You pizza nachos over there. Okay, so first of all, we probably shouldn't say 5 say point. We should say 8605. Okay. In Brazil, I think periods and commas differently. In Brazil, and that would be a point rather than comma. So you know what? Let's not use anything. Let's just say 17500. There are 17,500 people. We just use commas to like separate parts of the number, but a decimal point there. I think it's switching results. I think I was 1,750, no. Okay, so now do your cross multiply.
And then give some. What's the probably for
Yeah, which you're gonna take your mind.
5/18.
Right here.
Oh, I did, but.
Yeah, we need one more zero. Then do your division, then we'll do it from. Okay. Tyler, are these making sense to you?
Yeah.
$6,805.5 repeating. 0.5 means go up. What's one more than 6,805? 6,806 people. Sorry. What was that? Well, what do you mean by simplify? I don't think there was any simplifying here. Do you mean round? I would take off a point because you can't have decimals when we're talking about people. So that would be, it would just be 1 point, but don't lose that 1 point. Answer my question. How many people prefer pizza? Wouldn't make sense to say 0.5. That's why. Nachos, do you have a final answer for nachos, Tyler? Have you finished that one?
No, not yet.
Ilya, do you have an answer for nachos? What was that? Not on the bottom one yet. What do you have, Sharyar? That sounds good. 87,500 equals 18x. I'm going to divide both sides by 18. X is going to be 4,861.1 repeating. I don't care about that. 4,861 people. There's one other type of problem we need to look at, and that's number 5. If 52 people in a group prefer pizza, before we do that, I think I need to wait just 1 moment. Are you okay, Anna Julia? Different type of question. 52 people in the group prefer pizza. How many total people in the group? What's the probability you like pizza? Once we have that, we don't change that. 7/18. 52. Is that everyone in the group? This time, it's the parts. I want to know the whole. I want to know how many people are in that group. This is what my equation is going to look like. And this is always where I kind of catch some people on quizzes and things. 52 people, that is not everyone. Those are just the number of people who like pizza. Do you see the difference? Even though it looks different, I think you totally know how to solve it. Go solve this thing. Let's predict how many total people were in that group if 52 of them like pizza. And after this, we'll do our math break. Seven x equals 936, I believe. How many students? 134, yeah. I know it had better be more than 72, because this is the total we're looking for, 134. Questions? We are going to do a math break. And when we get back, we're going to, I don't know, I've got a few ideas I need to talk to Ms. L about. So, Tyler, don't go super far. And Kiro, you can just skip through this part because I'm not gonna stop recording or it's gonna mess up everything. And we are going to head out. We'll be back. Don't go far. Okay.
Give it wait, Sarah.
We're cooling off. It's really warm. Oh, do you have the link to Waka? Search on Waka. Yeah, well, I think I. Oh, the pen, the old. Yeah. So nice. I'll give you what you have. It's my mom's birthday. I love. No. But that's because I was short in school. I was 4 years.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. Okay, we need paper and we need headphones up and phones away. And We're gonna take a survey and then try to predict things about. Sure, because a survey with like 6 people would be kind of sad.
Yes, it would be. The bigger the sample size.
We will get there in a moment. I have no idea. Let's see.
So.
So, here's what we're gonna do. Ms. L said that in the other class she's in, they did a survey of like favorite Boston sports team. So we are going to try to figure this out. And the options are the Red Sox. Okay, I'm not from here, so let me see if I can do this. We've got the Patriots, the Bruins, and the Celtics. Figure out your favorite Boston sports team. Think for a moment. We'll write down the final numbers in a moment. And we're gonna put the cell phone case away. We're gonna put it away though, because sometimes it's not just the case and there's something inside there, and I don't want to deal with that. Yeah, that's why we're not dealing with that. Okay, Shariar. Which one? Chase. Ilya. Nevea. Sarah. Tyler.
The Bruins.
Ms. L. Sarah. Annalyn. Johanny. I need to honor Julia to come back and I need her to say one of two particular, I guess I should vote. I guess I'm gonna vote for the Patriots, I guess. The Cubs aren't on the list. If they were, I would have voted for them. I'm not from here. And we lose and it's fine. It's all good. We just asked okay, how many total people did we just ask? Go figure that out. That's the easy part. 11? 6, 8, 11. Okay, I want you to find the probability of someone liking the Red Sox, the Patriots, the Bruins, the Celtics. This is not really what this is about. This is just gonna set up what we're about to do. You're making probabilities. Probability of picking someone who likes the Red Sox. Probability of picking someone who likes the Patriots. Picking someone who likes the Bruins. Picking someone who likes the Celtics. Okay, I need like a minute and a half. Maybe. Well, yeah, that's kind of what we're supposed to be doing here. I feel like none of these are going to be simplifiable. Thank goodness for 11. If it was 10, you'd be able to simplify like everything. And part of the thing is this has to be perfect because if this isn't, everything else is gonna be a little off. Or not a little, but maybe a lot. Shariar, what's the probability someone likes the Red Sox if I pick them at random from this group of 11? 2 out of 11. You know what? No, never mind. I'm not gonna change things only because I like the numbers the way they are. Sarah, Patriots. 4 out of 11. Chase, the Bruins. Ilya, the Celtics. Okay, we're gonna try to make a prediction about some town somewhere in Massachusetts. By the way, do you think our survey of 11 people is a great way to make a prediction? What might make it better? Our survey better? What if our whole class was here? Would that make our survey a little better? Why? The more people you ask, the better our survey could represent like everyone. We're only asking 11 people here. That's not gonna necessarily mean great results. We can still make our predictions, but they may not end up being super accurate. I need a town in Massachusetts that is not Ashland. Nevaeh, give me a town. Framingham. Okay, there are 72,309 people in Framingham. You don't necessarily have to write all that down, but I want you to predict how many. Actually, on the screen, I am on the screen. How many would prefer? Part A, let's do the Bruins. Part B, let's do the Celtics. This is just like what we were doing before we went outside. We're gonna set our part over whole equal to a part over whole. You see what's happening? So you weren't in the room when I did a survey of people's favorite sports teams, and I kind of don't want to change things only because it'll mess up all of our numbers. But this is the probability that if I pick someone they prefer the Red Sox, someone they prefer the Patriots, 4 out of 11, 2 out of 11 for the Bruins, 3 out of 11 for the Celtics. I want you to tell me, if we look at everyone in Framingham, how many people would prefer the Bruins? How many would prefer the Celtics? See what we can do. Apparently.
So, okay, that's very much. They match each other. That's it. Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for
See you guys on Sunday.
Hey, want to take a picture?
Are we doing predictions? Have we done predictions already?
I mean.
Go make your predictions. Gosh. I don't even know what to say anymore. Like, I give up. I give up.
Where's your,
I don't know.
where's your,
I don't know what's going on.
camera?
You guys are probably done with like your predictions. Go. Cross multiply. And then equals this times that. That's it. And then like what we were doing before, we were really good at that. And we're making that prediction right about rating there. alongside. Now I don't understand. Now we're actually gonna do math. Thank goodness today was the day I didn't have much planned. Chase, how many people like the Bruins? Well, no, do you have your like final prediction about Framingham? I think that sounds about reasonable. Do you see where I got that fraction from? Anna Julia? So I wanted the probability that I wanted the Bruins. I've got that from here. Framingham, this is everyone in Framingham. That's my whole. The parts, I don't have my parts. That's going to be my X. I'm going to go multiply. Actually, I'm not. Chase is going to multiply and tell me what he got. Okay. Yeah, I want the like before you divided parts, the 2 times, yeah. Like in that. And then you divide it. Yeah, and I don't care if you don't give me the decimal, if you just give me the rounded one, totally fine. So I kind of like what you were saying, that 13,147 people. Possibly. Maybe. Tyler, how about you tell me how you set up the Celtics one?
I had 3/11 and then X over 13,147.
Oh, I don't think you mean that. I think X needs to be over the total number of people in Framingham, not like the last answer that we got.
Oh, yeah, hold on.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Yep, absolutely.
I got all my stuff mixed up here.
We're never really going to take an answer. Let's put our mask over our face, not just like making a beak. Wonderful.
Yeah, I'll have to do it again real quick because
Okay.
I did it wrong.
How about you take a moment? You work on that. Have you finished this one? Let's do it. Come on, come on. Let's go. That's like what we do in math. There's numbers in math. How many whole people are how many total people? That's what you're going to put at the bottom. Okay. You're so tall, you know? Oh my gosh. That's an easy one. Yeah, I'll pass.
I go 1972 0.66.
Does that sound like anything that you got? Just without the decimal because we can't have decimal people here? Okay, and the thing is Tyler didn't hear that, so he, when he is set, will be able to tell us what's going on. Tyler. Chase, you're all set. Okay, Tyler, is this
Okay.
your setup?
Yeah.
Okay, now what?
216,918 over 11.
Okay, so that's going to equal 11x.
Yeah.
Put it over 11. What do you got?
19,720.
19,700. I'm getting 19.8. Why are you saying 20? I like it.
Because you have to round it.
Yeah, that 0.8 means you're going up. 19,720 people in Framingham would prefer the Celtics as their favorite Boston sports team. Only because we're not including like, never mind. I'm from Chicago. I'm from Chicago. Do you need more time? Suburbs of Chicago, north of the city. Okay. So that was Framingham. How about we deal with like everyone in Massachusetts? How many people? Okay, how many people do you think live in Massachusetts? I have a rough idea. 4 million, you gotta go higher. No, way higher. Okay, there are 6,839,000 people in Massachusetts. They had to pick their favorite Massachusetts sports team. Letter A. How many prefer the Red Sox? And B. How many prefer, I think we'll do the Celtics. Oh, and then we got it. You know what? Just do part A. Because then I want to try one other thing with you guys. How many people prefer the Red Sox in all of Massachusetts out of those 4 Massachusetts? Does anyone need more paper, by the way? Okay, I'm keeping my probabilities up there on the top, so we still have those. And we're trying this problem, right? Wrong answer. Try this problem. Now we're gonna walk over here and stand next to Ilya until he starts trying the problem. Let's go. Got paper, there's nothing on the paper. Let's get moving. Set up a fraction. Set up an equation, please. Set up an equation, please. The probability that they prefer the Red Sox. What's the probability that they prefer the Red Sox? I think it's even on the screen. No probability that it's the Red Sox. Okay, but I need to see that the original. I don't see that. I need to see. Well, we're allowed to. Oh, there's I don't think that will happen. I think that's all the people in that. I think that needs to be the denominator. I don't think you know the part of people who prefer the rest. Now, go to solve. Set up next problem, but we're predicting people out of everyone in that. How many people? Given our survey, what can we predict about the number of people? But I'm not talking about now. I'm sorry. You never try to make predictions. Oh my gosh. What? Now I guess I can. I don't know. Around that. Hold on. effort than it should have. So, probability they prefer the Red Sox, 2/11. Total number of people in Massachusetts, 6,893,000. What? I am not. I'm going to math class tomorrow. We should get something like this. We're then going to divide by 11. We're going to get this mess, 0.7. It's going to get rounded up. Let's see. I think we can predict that about 1,253,273 people in Massachusetts, their favorite Massachusetts team is the Red Sox. Put the phone away, please, Ilya. Put the phone away, please. Last one. Last one. 65 people in a room, a big room, prefer the Patriots. How many are in the room? $65 people in a room prefer the Patriots. How many people are in the room? Is 65 a part or the whole? We're still like doing things, by the way. We're still doing things. Is 65 a part or the whole? Part. Set up your equation and let's go. Last one for today. In the homework, you're definitely going to have to be on the lookout for problems like this where I don't give you the whole, I give you a part and ask you to find the whole. I'm sure there's going to be some rounding here. Ask over our noses, please. Thank you. So what's the answer? I like that, almost like that. 4x equals 65 times 11. What was that number? That's not what I wanted. 715. You'll divide. Yeah, 178.75. So how many people were in the room? 179, because we can't have those decimals there. If you have not done the cumulative, anything on it, Julia? If you have not done the cumulative review, make sure that happens for tomorrow. Homework is coming up right now. And I think I'm going to send you over. No, you know what? Maybe tomorrow we'll have a bigger class. Because although it was nice to just have these things to do, there's even more of you. What? I might be. You gotta figure out how many people voted for me. I don't know how yes, I'm president of the school. No, he just makes things up. For you. For you. You have 9 days to go. We can do this. We really can. One more day on probability, with like all sorts of crazy tables tomorrow. That last term, they sound like big deal. Maybe we'll do a little computer thing tomorrow, and then lines with algebra next week. Tyler, the homework should be number 56, the expanded the population stuff.
Okay.
And cumulative review, hopefully that was included in the stuff I think I dropped off Saturday.
Yeah.
And just make sure you get that in. You guys can head out. We're good. I will see you guys tomorrow.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. See you later. Okay, and we're gonna stop sharing the screen. And Kiro, hopefully this made sense to you and hope to see you tomorrow.